All right. Hello, everybody. This is Tina Kadish of Life is Ideal. I am your business coach and who supports unhappy, unfulfilled women and men to transition from the corporate world into entrepreneurship so that they can live a life with joy, fulfillment, and happiness every day by implementing my proven formula to set up a successful business. So I'm honored tonight to have Suriani Hostetler, who will be sharing about my book, some of the insights from my book, Freedom: 7 Steps to Thrive in Life and Business. So I'm doing these book interviews for all the people that supported me and went out and bought a copy of my book. And so I've been really, interviewing different people, and I really want to hear their story on how did this book impact them. What are some insights? What are some tips that they can bring to potential readers? But I want to hear from Suriani tonight, who she is. How did she become an entrepreneur? Because we all have stories. We all have a journey that we go through, because we didn't just wake up and say, I want to be an entrepreneur today. Okay, it doesn't work that way, at least not for me. And I'll share a little bit of my backstory. Is I was in corporate America in the training and development and corporate recruiting industries. And I didn't like the recruiting. I love training and development. I got laid off from training and development many years ago. And that's when I started to go on a self-discovery journey that I really wanted to figure out, okay, what do I need to do next? Because now I found myself laid off. And that's when I started my business, Life is Ideal, through networking, meeting people. And I learned of a tool called the Passion Test that helps you to find your purpose. And that's how I started Life is Ideal. Since then, I have evolved and grown. And, not only did I write this book, but I have a process that I can help you transition into entrepreneurship and really setting up a successful business, because we all need a framework. We need structure. We need a plan. It doesn't just happen by itself. You don't just say, okay, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and make money. Well, how are you going to do it? We need a plan. Okay. Suriani is a financial expert. She helps you to know your numbers. Okay. So you can't run a business without knowing your numbers, right? You can't run a business if you don't know where you're going. All right. So let's kick it off with Suriani. And I will mute people because I hear some background noise.
Yeah, I hear that.
Okay. If you can mute yourself, Donna, and I will mute. Hold on. Oh, he left. Okay. It's just Donna. Okay, good. All right, Suriani, John probably has technical issues, so he might come back. All right, Suriani, so thank you so much. It's an honor to have you here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, what you do, and then we'll take it from there.
Sure. My name is Suriani Hostetler. I'm the CEO and founder of Sharpline Accounting Services. I help business owners and entrepreneurs eliminate the stress, the time and the cost of managing their own financial systems so that they can focus on growing their business and gain financial freedom. How do I do this? I do this by providing a full service finance solution ranging from accounting, from bookkeeping to accounting and financial analytics. So my target client are primarily women business owners and entrepreneurs who are serious about growing their business, and they're getting to that point where they need that extra help to outsource their bookkeeping and accounting function due to growing clientele. And usually business owners will get to this point probably around like maybe after being established after a couple of years, and they need somebody to just outsource their accounting and bookkeeping, which is getting too much for them to handle, because then they can't really grow their business and focus on financial freedom. So in essence, I'm sort of like you, Tina, in a financial sense. I'm giving them back the freedom by eliminating the stress and the time and the cost of doing their own financial record keeping.
Yeah, so you really take the stress away from, okay, John is joining us again. So you take the stress away, okay, from the business owners like myself, because, we're in business and we don't want to do it. There's things that we just don't want to do in our business. Okay. And so, hi, John.
Hi. Yes,
You
I
hear
can
us?
hear you guys now. Sorry to be late.
That's okay. That's okay.
Distraction. Yeah.
And now I get an echo with
I
myself.
can
So
hear
can you mute yourself, John, so that,
Yes.
okay. All right. Thank you, John. Okay. So as I was saying, Suriani, okay, hold on. Okay, good. Okay. So as I was saying, as an entrepreneur, we want to focus on our strengths. Like, what is it that we want to do? And we can outsource the things that we don't want to do. But so let me ask you, Suriani, you didn't just become, you didn't just become an entrepreneur. How did you get to this journey?
Well, it's definitely a journey. And when I read your book, that's all the 7 attributes just resonate with me, because I have had to go through those 7 things in some way, shape, or form, and I still am doing. It's a journey, it's not a destination. So at some points I might need a little bit of one thing, then the other, and basically all 7 was truly operating, whereby I had to master them to a higher level. And again, we all always improving. You're never there, but I've had to improve myself in all 7 of these attributes, basically, and many more. But you're talking about these 7 are pretty much the core mindset that I had to develop in order to be able to basically get to where I am. I mean, obviously, it's a journey and it's not a destination. I still have a long way to go, but judging by the time that I took to get to where I am right now, I've had a lot to learn. So your book hit the nail on like spot on with what I was going through.
Okay, so and for those of you that don't know the 7 steps, let me just quickly review them with you. So the F, so it's all about freedom. An important value of mine is finding freedom in our life. Okay, who doesn't want freedom, right? So
Right.
the F is faith. I believe that there is a higher power, believing in something. Okay, whatever you believe in, I believe in God, but there's a higher power. It's the foundation. R is release. We need to let go of the outcome. We cannot control what comes in our life. We are responsible, though. We choose every day what we want to do, but letting go, really releasing out there. Okay. The E is evaluation. It's stepping back and looking at the bigger picture. What progress have you done? Where are you today? And how did you get here? But really look back. How did we get there? And we all have a journey. We all have a story. We all got here by trusting the process. It was hard work. There was a lot of pain. And there were some celebrations along the way. Okay. It's not an easy journey, but is it worth it? It really depends. What is your goal? Where do you see yourself? Okay. So the other E is energy. Everything is energy. We have physical energy. We have financial energy. We have our mental energy. Everything is energy. And so where are you putting your energy every day? Are you focusing on the positive or are you focusing on the negative? Okay. The D is determination, that even though we have obstacles, our passion will help us to overcome any obstacle that comes our way. Okay. Then we have optimism. We have the ups and downs in life. Are we optimistic that there's going to be a solution? There's going to be a way to get through all of weathering the ups and downs as an entrepreneur. Okay. And then the M is mindset. I ended with mindset, not money, but mindset. And the reason is because it's all here, how we choose every day, where we're putting our energy. Okay. Are you focusing on the solutions or are you focusing on the problems? Okay. And too many of us stay stuck in that fixed, I call it a fixed mindset. And there's also a growth mindset. Are you looking at those solutions or are you just staying stuck in the problem all the time? So those are my 7 steps that I came up with when I thought of what does freedom mean to me and how can I share the message to other people? So Suriani, so what caught your attention to go out and get the book? Because you didn't just say, I know we know each other, but, and I so appreciate you supporting me, but what really intrigued you about it?
Well, when I read the the synopsis, the summary of the book about what the 7 attributes are. I'm always interested in personal development anyway, because without it, I would not be getting to where I am right now. That's always a process, like I said before. So seeing the 7 steps, just reading about it, I could resonate with every one of them. And that's a backstory with every one of them. And the funny thing is, when you talk about freedom, I can actually truly relate it to my business too. I'm creating financial freedom for business owners. And getting to that freedom requires all these attributes in a business sense. Like if you pick evaluate, for example, if you don't evaluate your systems, processes, your budgeting, your forecasting, your financial record keeping, if you don't put a huge importance on where your finances are, then you're not going to get anywhere. So it requires an honest look at your finances. So in other words, every one of these can relate to your personal mindset, but you can also relate to a business mindset, and they all are interrelated. They're not mutually exclusive. They can depend on each other. Another thing is like maybe faith in business. Well, you have to have faith that you can create your own path despite whatever your business standing is. Like last year was an example with the pandemic. People were losing their jobs and losing, unfortunately, business
life too.
However, the ones that persevere are the ones that, in a large sense, create their own path, and they have the faith that you will get through. And obviously, a lot of it has to do with their financial record keeping and how they maintain their finances, so that when things like the pandemic happened, yeah, they got hit, everybody got hit, but not as severely because they were prepared. It all comes down to finances. So in other words, I can apply it to a personal mindset, but it can also be applied to what I offer business owners in terms of the financial freedom to focus on their business. I mean, the financial freedom to do whatever they want to do with their business and their life. And that's by taking stock of their finances.
You make a very good point. It's, with the pandemic, that was an obstacle. Many business owners, they lost their business. Okay. Or some people actually grew. Because what did they do? They might have pivoted and may have done something different. I mean, you look at, I know people that used to do in-person networking events. Now, Suriani and I are in a networking group, and this woman, Canadian company, she was doing all in-person events, and the pandemic hit. She had to transition to virtual. We're virtual here, right? She had to. Had she not, she would be out of business today. And there are some people that I believe went out of business because they were so focused on it had to be done a certain way. Okay. So you can get freedom just with your mindset on how you think, how you come up with solutions, that there is a way in every situation, there is a solution. Okay.
Exactly.
So let me ask, does Donna or John have any questions so far? Do you have any thoughts about what we're sharing? Donna, are you an entrepreneur? Oh, you can unmute yourself. Oh, okay.
No, I am not.
Okay.
But
so what do you do, Donna?
I actually am disabled.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But,
so
go ahead.
Okay, so you are here, of course, supporting Suriani, and hopefully you will get some great insights and some nuggets from hearing us speak.
Yes.
Okay, great, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, John. Is there anything that speaks to you that we talked about?
Oh, a lot of what you're talking about. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Suriani, not Suriani. Donna, hello. Yes, being able to pivot and being able to adapt to the situation that you're presented with is key.
It is key.
Great example with the pandemic, with the in-person networking, for example. If you can't pivot to virtual networking and you have a networking group, you're going to have a problem when there's a pandemic. So being able to switch gears, and it also, I believe, it also taught us how to be more efficient.
To be more
in a
what?
way.
Efficient.
Efficient,
Efficient.
efficient with,
Efficient,
with,
yes. Efficient.
yeah, efficient, making better use of our time.
Yes.
So, I mean, if any silver lining came out of the pandemic was many people never even heard of Zoom, and they were forced to use it and understand it and adapt to it. Now they're thriving with it. So once in person comes back, we'll be even that much better.
It's a growth mindset, basically, and that can be applied to anything.
Hold on, let me just mute John. John, can you mute yourself? Because I
Yes, yes.
get an echo.
Thank you for asking that
Thank you,
question.
John.
Great
No, thank
question.
you. Okay. Being efficient is what John said, and John is right. Like he runs a networking group, and you got to go virtual now, because otherwise you'd be pretty much done.
Adapt. Yep, flexibility, basically.
Yeah, flexibility,
Yeah.
adaptable.
Growth.
So Suriani, you were talking about growth mindset. Yeah, it's having a growth mindset that helps you weather the ups and downs. Okay.
Right.
So Suriani, let me ask you, which one of the 7 steps really resonated with you though, that you can say
The big one, the
one or
the
two.
more significant, yeah, faith and release.
Okay, faith and release.
I mean, they all do, but with faith and release, the other ones came kind of like easier when you
Okay.
have the faith and release. Faith, because I had to take a lot of leap of faith in many things that I was doing, many endeavors, and particularly in this case, coming out of a corporate environment where I had a pretty decent cost, living income wise, and being able to take that step. So there's a leap of faith there, and just trying to be, keeping that mindset that with faith I can persevere. And then the release is releasing a lot of limited beliefs. And it took me, do you know that Sharpline Accounting Services was formed in 2014? I took 5 years to actually step out and actually be a full-fledged business owner. What did I do that 5 years? It was psychological barriers. So basically, I had all the skills already, but that faith and release was the one that actually in 2019, I was just like, it clicked. Like after working for 5 years between forming the business in 2014, I didn't jump out in 2014. It's full-fledged, ready to go. But I didn't jump out. I stayed stuck miserable in some of the roles that I was in. But as I was growing my mindset, I kept working on it, kept working on it. And it got to the point where 2019 came around, 5 years later, it snapped. Something clicked in me that
Okay.
I'm done. I am done. I'm done playing small. That's
It's funny you say that because what I did was I got laid off, but then I went back to a job because fear, and I started my business, Life is Ideal, but then I went back to a job in talent acquisition. I stayed there until 2018. So I took 6 years, Suriani, that I was working my business part-time and working full-time. And because fear kept keeping me stuck, and that lack of belief, that self-doubt, see, we sabotage ourselves. We have this inner critic, and we just go with that, and we can do it, but we just don't take that plunge. So I finally took that leap of faith as well. Now, it was before, I left my corporate career way before I wrote the book. Okay. So actually I wrote the book afterwards because it's been in the works for a while, but I finally launched it this year because I finally made a decision to get a book cover designer, and I finally took action on that. So, but what I mean is that I stayed in that job out of fear, and we tend to do that. So for you, you said you were done, but what was the turning point? Like, what made you be done?
Well, it's the push that you said, the push, the pain is the push. What was it that you quoted in your book? Like the vision pulls you, the pain.
Yes, the vision, the pain will put, the pain
will push you, but the vision pulls you. And I've always had that vision of really making a lot of more impact to business owners, and especially helping women business owners, because this day and age, there's a lot more women turning into, going into business ownership. So that had always been my passion, but I was scared. But then after a series of environment that were not very conducive to me and was jeopardizing my mental and emotional health, it got to the point where the pain was too great. And I walked out of a consultant position that ended, and I could easily, get another position with my background. I could make a call, and within 2 weeks I could get another gig, be it temporary, permanent, whatever it may be. But I was done. I was like, you know what, that's it. I want to go a different way. That tree, I'm climbing down this tree and kicking the ladder and going to another tree. You just know, and no matter what the external influence, it could be money, it could be whatever, I'm ready to face the loss of those things if it means I am going down the path that I want to do, to go, and just being who I am, what is my purpose, and not to somebody else dictate on what I should do, people who do not necessarily see my true value. So when I close that door, I know another door is opening. So like I said, the seven attributes really resonate with me. And as I grow my business and I read this book, I'm like, they do relate to what I'm doing, the freedom of financial flexibility. So you can actually apply it. Every single one of these I can apply to what I do for business owners.
So that's a good point. And one other thing I want to let all the listeners here that are going to watch the replays here is Suriani is a single mom raising children on her own. Okay. And she took that leap of faith. So for those of you that are going to watch this and say, oh, I can't do it. Now is not the right time to leave. We're all making excuses for ourselves sometimes. Okay. We are our worst enemy. Okay. So let me ask you, Suriani, if somebody today says, I do want to leave my corporate job. Okay. But I just don't know how to do it. How did you do it? Like, are there some specific steps that you took that led you to make that final? Because you can't just say, oh, you can just say, I quit,
of course.
I'm done, and I'm going to start a business tomorrow.
It took 5 years. It took 5 years.
5 years.
So
that's right.
Who am I to say, right? However, if you have a plan and you have a purpose, you keep revisiting it and you keep working at it. You chip off a little piece at a time on your obstacles. And then you keep telling yourself, you're not going to play small anymore. Basically, just quit playing small, stop playing small. And the thing that you said in your book about, like, you're not doing anybody any favor by staying small and like, oh, just to please someone. Like, I don't want to, like jeopardize anybody else or whatever and so we play small, especially women, from our conditioning, obviously. But, you have to tell yourself, you are not doing anyone any favor by playing small. You're actually being selfish. And your book said it, so you're being selfish by not attaining your true gifts and talents.
Right.
And
absolutely.
That's it right now. So I'm like I said, when it clicked, I'm like, that's it, I'm done. No matter what. My income from December 2019, when I stepped off that job, to 2020, literally plunged like 80%. I was scrambling. Yeah, I was digging in savings. Yeah, but when I look back at going back that direction, I just know inside, like, I'm not going there. You can give me any money, but I'm not going that path. Now, that path might be great for somebody. I'm not saying that that's a bad path. Right. It's just for me personally, my evolution, my purpose, what I feel is right for me, it's not that path. What I feel that I can shine in my own path is where I'm going. Am I there yet? Of course not. I have a ton of things that I have to learn. And there's many people doing what I do that are a whole lot better at what they do. Maybe they're more established, whatever. And I got to the point where I'm like, that's fine. I am doing it my way.
That's right.
This is my way. Right. We all are doing it our way, and we each have our own gifts and talents to give out, to share to the world. To share. Doing what we are. So there might be like a zillion people doing what I'm doing. That's okay.
That is okay. So I do want to, it's about 8:30 now. I do want to kind of wrap it up a little bit because the attention span, sometimes people don't want to listen to long sessions, but I wanted people to get a sense of the book, what it did for you, how it helped. So what is 1 to 2 tip that you have for potential readers, that would help them? What are some tips to help them buy the book, go out and buy the book?
Get to know yourself, and you can apply the 7 skills really in anything you do. Again, I can't stress enough, like, stop playing small. Just do what you want to do, be it in personal life or in what I do. Look at your finances, your business finances. If you want to outsource your bookkeeping and accounting, that's people to help you. But that's your barometer of your financial success is your business success is your numbers. So get to know, so you can use it in business, and you can use it in your personal life.
Thank you.
Know yourself, and know yourself enough so that you know what you can do and pursue that direction.
I love what you said about stop playing small. And I always tell, why are you holding your dreams inside of you? Like, get them out, make it a reality, get those dreams out. You have a vision, do it, take action. Okay. Because you know what, in a blink of an eye, anything can change tomorrow. Okay.
Exactly.
And why are we staying small? So Suriani, how can people connect with you, find you, learn more about you? Sure. If you wouldn't mind, share that a little bit.
Sure, and I'll post it in the comment in your post as well. I can be reached at 203-918-8875. And my email is Suriani, SURIANI, at sharplineaccountingservices.com. I also have a Facebook page, Sharpline Accounting Services, and that will all be posted as well.
Very good. Yes. So what I will do is, of course, I will have how to grab a copy, because it is on Amazon. And I will have the link in the comments, how people can go out and grab a book for themselves or for others. If you know someone that
I just grabbed a couple for my boys, actually, just today.
Oh, did you? Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And this is the thing. I love when you said that you wanted to get some for your kids, because we need to have our young people read these kinds of books. Now, this is not just my book. I'm talking about
enough where they'll have the attention.
Right. It's small enough. I purposely wanted to make it small enough.
So
okay.
They can read it. No excuse.
That's right. Even my son is not a reader. Okay. And he went out and got the book. Did he read it? Probably not yet. Okay. Because he just went out and got it because it's his mom. However, he might read it. I don't know, but I made it thin enough that it's like, okay, this is a book that people,
more like a handbook too. Like, it's easy.
Yeah.
And it can be your handbook, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, I want to thank you, Suriani, tonight for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I am
continuing. Thanks to John and Donna as well.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm going to do that. Yeah. So Donna and John, any final thoughts you have for us tonight before we wrap it up?
Well, even though I might not have the expertise as Suriani and yourself, I am going to go buy that book, because I think I can definitely use, a lot of that, what you're speaking of in my own personal life, and a lot of that application, like, the 7 attributes, I guess it was.
Yep.
I will definitely get that book.
Okay, awesome.
Thank
Donna.
you.
I will have the link when I post it. I know we're not connected on Facebook, but Suriani, I'll tag you, your friends with each other.
Okay.
Share the link as well. Okay, John, how about you?
Yes, I would like to read that book. So if you could post a link to that for me
And
as
actually,
well,
I'm
or
gonna put it in the
somehow.
chat here. Too.
Yeah.
Let me put it in the chat so you can see it here.
Faith being the first, so important to have faith.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. It really is. Okay, that's the link.
It begins and ends there. You have to believe. You have to believe. You have to trust also. It's not easy. Stepping out, Sirianni, very bold, very brave. She's taking the safe route, staying in a corporate job, but she wasn't happy in the corporate job. So no amount of money that the corporate world could throw at her is you can't buy happiness. And now she's found her purpose, and she's doing a tremendous job. And she's rich in so many ways.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate that.
starting to, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I definitely like to read that book. I'm not much of a reader, but I definitely like to read that book.
Okay. Yeah, I put the link in here so you can definitely grab a copy of it. I so appreciate all of you for joining me tonight,
Thank you.
supporting me, being here. Suriani, I love you. I mean, you're just an awesome, brave, just like what John said, courageous woman that took that leap. And, you know, being a single mom, raising 2 boys, and people make excuses and they have people that help them financially. You did it all on your own. So that's
Yes,
even
did.
more.
Yeah, I'm not native too. I'm an immigrant, so that's a whole different story.
That's a whole nother conversation,
another-
right?
That's another Zoom call.
That's a whole other conversation, okay? Being an immigrant and yes, and our ethic, yes, absolutely, great conversation. But thank you everybody for
Thanks,
tonight,
everyone.
and have a great
May I
evening.
just add something?
Yes,
May
go
I just
ahead.
add something? Johnny?
Yes.
I've seen Suriani through her struggles too,
Okay.
and personal and her business, and her growth is amazing, and
Thanks,
she
Donna.
inspires me. No, she does. She inspires
does.
me, and I think a lot of people that we know. And I'm so proud of you. And
Thank you, Donna. Well, you've been such a good friend to me. I truly, truly can't appreciate enough.
I love friends, right? Aren't friends awesome?
Mhm.
Who are there
They
for you no
are.
matter what? I
F
love
can
it.
stand for friends too.
Yeah,
Faith
no,
and
it's
friend.
true. You know, you can rely on your friends
Family,
sometimes more
family.
than family.
See, family, faith, and friend. There you go. They're all F's.
That's right, they are. All right, well, have a great evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
tonight.